What is up, everybody? I'm Wolfie Wolferton, and you are in the house of Wolfie. Of course, I've been following this vaccine mandate issue with OSHA and Biden, and I'm a bit concerned about it. Not because of the mandate, not because, hey, are you vaccinated or what? I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about if you like Biden or if you don't like Biden. I'm not concerned if you're for the vaccine or against the vaccine. I don't care if you're for Trump or not for Trump. That's not what I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is how the mandate's going to affect the employers and the employees. That, I believe, is going to be an issue at some time. Um, of course, this is brought down by OSHA and, of course, Biden, but this is brought down by OSHA. And OSHA is the Occupational Safety and Health Administration type of deal, right? So the mandate came down today. Well, the details from the mandate came down today. The mandate starts on January 4th of this coming year. And, there will be weekly testing for the non-vaccinated. The unvaccinated must wear masks starting December 5th, which is fine. Wear your mask, fine. Then there's paid time off to get the vaccines, which is great. If you want to get a vaccine, get it. I'm not gonna lie. I have not been vaccinated. I have no interest in getting vaccinated. I don't particularly feel I'm in a position where I need to get vaccinated, which is weird, But I never leave the house. I'm basically still quarantined. I don't interact with anybody except for you guys because y'all are awesome and I love y'all. But I'm basically quarantined. I don't really interact with anybody, so I don't really need the vaccine. That's just my opinion. Of course, there is sick leave for vaccine side effects. So if you get the vaccine, you have an opportunity for sick leave, and I find that odd. Let me know if you're here. If anybody's here, let me know if you're here because I want to see if the streams are actually working. Just say something, comment something, Wolfie, you're a weirdo or whatever. The blind dyslexic. Oh my God, how you doing, man? What is going on? What is going on, Scott? But there's sick leave for vaccine side effects, and that's kind of weird that they would put that out there. I'm like, could the side effects be that bad? But all workers are supposed to be fully vaccinated by January 4th. And of course, there are exemptions for medical and religious beliefs, but you got to be vaccinated by January 4th. Okay, it is what it is. But this is the part where I have the issue on this. This is the part that stood out to me and is really concerning me, not for now, but in the future, in the next few months. If employers fail to comply by January 4th, these are the penalties the employers will get. Well, let's say the owners of Walmart or McDonald's or Arby's or CVS. Those are the employers. OSHA will fine the employers up to $13,653 for one single violation. God, it's good to see you, Scott. It really is. You just don't know. But you're talking about $13,000, let's say almost $14,000 for one employee. Now, let's say you're Walmart, because this affects everybody with 100 employees or more. So let's go with Walmart because they're pretty big, right? So, excuse me. Um, think about how many employees that Walmart has. Just think about how many Walmarts are out there in your town, in the town that you live in. How many Walmarts are within 30 minutes of your house? I mean, just think of that, right? But that means Wally World can add another self checkout. That's true. They could add nothing but straight checkouts. But let's say you have 100, hypothetically, 100 people at one facility running one Walmart, one single store, right? You got one single store and they're running about 100 people in that store. And let's say 30 people, just throwing a number out there. Let's say 30 people at that Walmart refuse to get the vaccination. And they get ratted out by their other employees, right? Like, hey, they didn't get a vaccination. You know, OSHA, you need to get on them. So OSHA comes in and finds all, what is it? What did I say? 40 people. So let's say finds the company almost $14,000 for those a piece for those 40 employees. That's just one store. So like 14,000, right? Let's say, and this highballing it, you know, because it can go up to $13,653, right? So I'm going to highball it and go to 14,000 because it's the even number. And we had like 40 people, right? 40 people. So that is right there, $140,000 for one store that Walmart owns. $140,000. Now just think how many other Walmarts are out there where people are not vaccinated, refuse to get vaccinated. Whether you are for the vaccine or against the vaccine, right? That is a chunk of change for one store. Now all the other Walmarts out there would have to pay up, you know? So this could get into the millions and millions of dollars that the employers would have to pay for the employees that refused to get the vaccine, right? And they could have lied about getting the vaccine. They could have said, hey, I got the vaccine. And their boss is like, okay, go on, get back to work, you know? that could end up closing so many, and I'm just saying Walmarts. That could close so many Walmarts. Think about how often you go to Walmart. You may not want to. You may have to go to Walmart because you're in a small town like I am, and that's really the only place you can get a TV. There is no Best Buy. You know, that's the only store you have in town is a Walmart. So just think. That's not including Walmart. That's Walmart, that's Staples, McDonald's, anybody who has over 100 employees has to pay close to $14,000 for every employee that gets caught not getting the vaccine. That could put a lot of businesses under quick. But it doesn't end there. It does not end there because employers would have to pay up to, and that's not saying that every single one will have to pay this. They'll pay, a lot of them will pay below this, but employers would have to pay up to $136,000 for those who willfully violate the new standards. So let's say the head of Walmart, and I know I'm picking on Walmart. Let's say Walmart decides, hey, look, you know, it's not fair that our employees have to get the vaccine against their, you know, whatever they, you know, for whatever reason they want to or not want to get the vaccine. It's not, they might be thinking, okay, it's not their fault, you know, they don't have to get it, you know. So since they think that way, on top of, let's say, the $140,000 that they paid for those 40 employees at that store, they also have to pay an additional $136 if they choose to willfully violate the new standards. Now, the very day that President Biden came out with this, it was what, back in August or September. You know, he brought out the mandate. He's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Blah blah blah. I just went over it. A lot of people were like, I'm not going to get the vaccine. Then there's a lot of people who say, well, the vaccine's a good thing. We need to get the vaccine. Everybody needs to get the vaccine. When everybody was talking about that, I didn't think that way. On that very day, I posted on Facebook. If at that time, you know, there were shortages of employees. You know, you might go over to, say, your local Subway to get like a sub for supper or whatever, and the Subway was closed because they were short-staffed, right? And so on that day that Biden dropped the bomb, I said, you think there's a staff shortage now? Just you wait. And that's all I said. Just you wait. And then next thing you know, a few weeks later, cops are being let go. Cops are quitting. Nurses are being let go, or they're quitting because of the upcoming mandate. We're talking cops and nurses and doctors and RNs. These are people we need right now. Violence is up right now. If you look in Chicago, oh man, it's a disaster in Chicago. Violence is up right now. We need the cops. Whether you like them or hate them, we kind of need them right now to get things back in order. Nurses, RNs, janitors at the hospital, doctors. We need them right now because we still have a pandemic going, and we have the flu. You got people who might have a stroke. You might have somebody who might have a heart attack, break a leg. I mean, they're understaffed right now. But now you come up with, on January 5th, what is it, 4th or 5th? On January 4th or 5th, the mandate officially drops, all right? December 5th, you got to wear a mask. The 4th or the 5th is when Biden is going to drop the bomb. You know, let's say OSHA. Biden announced that OSHA is going to enforce it, I believe. If I'm correct on that, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But that's going to be the issue. If, let's say, so many people in the country, in all 50 states, I think this covers all 50 states. I imagine it covers Alaska and Hawaii. Don't get the vaccine. Okay, they can either get fired, and we could lose hundreds of thousands of employees, all the way from McDonald's to Staples to Walmart to Best Buy to more cops, more hospital employees, people who work at your utility in the utilities, you know, the power company, the water company, your internet provider. You know, they got to have people who are there to run your internet. And then what happens then if all those people get fired, right? I'm not saying everybody's going to get fired. I'm saying there will be a lot of people who lose their job. A lot of people. We're talking possibly hundreds of thousands of people losing their jobs. and you think there's staff shortages now, and I said this the day Biden dropped the bomb on us, you think there are staff shortages now at that point? And now you look and say, oh my God, there's so many staff shortages. You think there's staff shortages now? Just you wait. Look, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorist guys. I just see the writing on the wall. I was right before, and I know I'm right now. And this could affect your job, or this could end up affecting your trip to the grocery store. You know, there might be let's say 50 people working at a grocery store, your local Food Lion or Kroger or whatever. You have 50 people working there, and 30% of them, of the people there, are not vaccinated. So they end up getting fired. Then that Kroger or Food Lion or whatever grocery store you're at, okay, they start getting the fines. Well, they end up shutting down. Okay, well, you got to go a little further to Food Lion instead of going to Kroger. You got to go a little further to Food Lion, but that's okay. But same thing happens at Food Lion. So, oh no, now I got to drive 45 minutes to go to a grocery store. Oh no, that grocery store's closed too. The ramifications of this is baffling. And I'm going to tell you, I have not made a video in quite some time. I had a little run there for a little while, but I'm telling you, I believe this is important. I think we need to keep our head in the game here. And I don't see any way we can stop this. I don't see any way that this would not happen. And that's why I came back to do this. And I was going to make just a regular video, but there's so much to talk about. I wanted to make it a live video. So here I am. But yeah, and Scott, I'm going to tell you, it's great. I'm not reading all the comments. I'm sorry. Let's see. Who does real hooligans and everything. But it conflicts with their religion. It could infringe upon their Fourth Amendment. No, neither you like me. No, you're not looking for it. But if you're seeing, then there's something wrong. There's definitely a concern here that I really hope that you guys will take to heart. Like I said, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists, but I know when I'm right. And I'm certain I'm right on this. I'm certain that in the future, and I'm not saying tomorrow, I'm not saying on January 4th, I'm saying past then, we're going to end up losing a lot more employees, a lot of employers, and I think we're going to lose a lot of retail stores. I think we'll have issues with the post office. I think we'll have issues all across the board, because if you're not vaccinated, then you don't have a job. And if you get caught, if you lie about it, however you would do it, if you lie about it and you're like, hey, I'm vaccinated, and then you still work and you get caught, your employer will suffer for it. They'll have to pay the $136,000 whatever dollars just for you alone, which could impact their budget, because they all have a budget. They got to keep the power on, they got to keep the water on, they got to keep the internet on. Let's say your local grocery store, water, power, internet, so they can upload orders, so on and so forth. They need somebody at the store, so to keep things running. And with the budget that's there, they still got to pay the lease, power, water, blah blah blah. If they have to pay out a random $14,000, that's going to really impact their budget, no matter how big or small the company is. I'm making an example, like let's say Walmart. I'm picking on Walmart because they're one of the biggest, if not the biggest, retailers out there right now. Because I'm not talking about the mom and pop stores. I'm not talking about your local, oh, I don't know, your Gregory Steakhouse. Like we have a Gregory Steakhouse. I think it's the only one ever. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's a chain. I don't think it's franchise. I think it's a single store. I'm not talking about stuff like that, or people have like 2, maybe 3 stores in your area. I'm talking about the big boys. I'm talking about Walmart, Staples, Arby's, McDonald's, Best Buy, anybody who has over 100 employees. If that's where you shop at today, this time tomorrow, you may not be shopping there. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong on this. I want to be wrong on this. I want to, and I feel bad for the employees that will end up losing their job. I feel bad for the employers who have to pay this fine or additional fines and continuously have to pay these insane amount of fines because one person or several people didn't get vaccinated. And I'm not pushing the vaccine. I'm not saying, hey, you need to get the vaccine. I'm not saying, hey, I don't want you to get the vaccine. It's none of that. But if it doesn't matter if you are pro-vaccine or against the vaccine, your store may not be there tomorrow. The people that worked there before may not be there tomorrow. And I know we already have a supply shortage. This could compound on top of that. I mean, okay, they finally get things rolling into the store, but they don't have enough people to put the product on the shelf. That could be an issue. And I just want y'all to think about that. This is not some kind of Republican Democratic rant. I'm not crapping on Biden. I'm not crapping on Trump, pro Biden or pro Trump. This is about our future here. I'm not saying, hey, you take care of your 401ks. I'm not a financial advisor. I just see the writing on the wall. And I did this with Bilo. When I was with Bilo, I was at a grocery store called Bilo. We had a merger between us and Winn-Dixie. And I saw the writing on the wall, and I felt it was time for me to leave. So I left Bilo after, 35 years, more than that. And I left at the top of my game. I was the best frozen food man in the district. I was the man they came to fix their frozen food. Year later, Bilo was gone. I mean, there no Bilos. They went out of business. I saw the writing on the wall, and I left while I could, and then they went under. I'm telling you, I could see the writing on the wall here. I just want to give y'all a heads up. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not going to pretend that I am. But if you pull the numbers, if you look at the numbers, if you look at what's going to be happening, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be fired or a lot of people who will quit. And like I said, not just retail stores. We're talking Amazon. We're talking the post office. We're talking UPS, Amazon, anybody who has 100 employees or more. Hospitals, police departments, fire departments. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I am concerned about this. I'm concerned about what's going to happen here in another, hopefully it's not going to happen, but I'm thinking within the next year, we're going to see a lot of store closures. We're going to see a lot of stores consolidating. Like, let's say you have 2 McDonald's that are within, like, say, 3 or 4 miles of each other. You can see one close down, and the employees from this store, from this store here migrate over here. So there's more people working at this McDonald's, but the first McDonald's will be closed. I think there's going to be a lot of that. I'm no financial planner or nothing like that. I'm not. I just see what's ahead of us. But yeah, that's, and forgive me, Scott. I haven't really been keeping up with I've been caught up in my own preaching, I guess you'd say. Conflicts with originally. Funny how they're waiting till after Christmas to implement this. It is kind of odd that they are waiting till after Christmas, but of course we are already in short supply due to the lack of places to put those, what do you call those, rigs or whatever, the trailers that are holding all the product out there in the sea, out there in California and all over the country. They have a lack of truck drivers from what they say. But I just went down to Atlanta last weekend, and I don't think there's a shortage of 18-wheelers. I saw more 18-wheelers than I've ever seen in my life. Funny, huh? Me with Sears till they closed. And I remember that. I was the one they always wanted to come to. Oh, and think about it. Many of these places could wait until the vax mandate could go into effect to rid the employees they do want to. That's possible. You know, I hate to say it, there's a lot of bad employees out there. People who come in, they're just there for a paycheck. They don't really care. You know, they'll do enough. So they'll do enough to keep their job, but they might get rid of them. I don't know. Don't sweat it if you're behind in the comments. Well, I'm all caught up now, I think. But yeah, this concerned me, and I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to make a video, but I kind of thought, you know, this is going to end up being incredibly long. I mean, we're already pushing 30 minutes. And I don't normally if I see something that I feel I want to address, I'm going to bring it to you. And there's been a lot of news since my last video. It's been a couple of months since the Afghanistan ordeal. That was the last video I really commented on. And there's been a lot of stuff going on in between there. But this right here, I believe, could impact everybody who is watching this video. Like I said, I feel for the people who may end up losing their job, whether they're quitting or getting fired because of their beliefs, one way or the other. I feel for the employers. You may not like Walmart. You might be, I hate Walmart because blah, blah, blah. Reality is they do provide a very good service at a decent price, depending on what you're getting. These kind of fines could put a company under quick. I'm just saying, and like I said, I'm talking, everybody across the board: hospitals, police, fire department, utilities, your power company, your water, so on and so forth. Like I said, and I don't know why I'm so stuck on Staples, but Staples, your local shoe store, this could affect a lot of people. This could affect your paycheck. This could affect you. And okay, let's say you lose your job. Okay? You lose your job because you didn't get vaccinated. You're fired. Okay? Well, you were working at, let's say, McDonald's. You were working at McDonald's, lost your job. Okay, well, I'm a pretty decent cook. I'm going to go to Burger King. Well, you can't go get a job at Burger King because you do not have the vaccination, and they won't hire you until you get vaccinated. So until everybody gets vaccinated, that could very well last a long time until everybody just sucks it up and goes out and look, I need a job. I don't feel comfortable with the vaccine for whatever reason. If that's how you feel, I don't feel comfortable getting the vaccine. Well, um, I'm gonna get it anyway. I got to feed my kids. You know, I got to pay the bills. I don't want to lose my house. You know, there's going to be a lot of compromises. A lot of people are going to make, and probably uncomfortable compromises. Some people may have to make in the future here, and not too long from now. I mean, we're looking at a little more than a month away. So, yeah, this concerns me. This concerns me. It concerns me because I care about you guys. And of course, I'm concerned about my family. I'm concerned about my two beautiful children. I'm concerned about Brenda's two beautiful children, and so on and so forth. I'm concerned about the dogs. Concerned about Brenda, but I'm concerned about you guys as well. And I wanted to bring this to your attention. What you have right now, if you're going out to Subway tonight, you may not be able to go to that same Subway this time next year. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm blowing this all out of proportion, but I don't think I am. I think we're about to head into some really hard times ahead of us. And say what you want about Biden. Biden is an unpopular president. Like him or not, he's an unpopular president. He's done some questionable things over the past, 11 months, whatever. I lost track of time. He's done some questionable things. He's done some things people just don't agree with, whatever. I want to say he's done some good things, but I've been trying to find them. I can't really see anything good that he's done so far. And we still got 3 more years of him, unless we get Kamala, and things could get worse, things could get better. And same way with Biden, you know, things could get worse, things could get better. Time will tell. But as long as we're on this track with the vaccine mandate, whether you're for the vaccine mandate or you're against it, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're Republican, whether you're independent, whether you just don't care, where you're just looking to get your paycheck at the end of the week and watch TV. I believe the ripple effect is going to end up affecting each and every person that's watching this video, and each and every person that would scroll right past this video or never know this video existed. Though that's my concern. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I might be. I hope not. But as always, I am Wolfie Wolverton. I'm just another guy in front of the camera. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm rambling on. My rambling is just rambling. But I'm just another guy in front of the camera. You make the show. I'm out, guys. Scott, it's so good to see you, man. Thanks for coming by.